Saskatchewan has a new professional basketball team, and they are called the Rattlers. Joining me now are Lee Genier and Mike Morreale from the brand new Canadian Elite Basketball League. Mr. Genier, we'll begin with you. Experience with the Olympics, with Canadian Football League, with the National Lacrosse League, and now with this new league. Is there a recipe, first and foremost, when it comes to launching new sports initiatives?
Well, I think you definitely want to focus on, one, putting a great product on court, as we're doing in our field, and really building a great entertainment product around it. I think fans that, they've been accustomed to watching games on TV, and certainly as we go ahead, we are going to build an event, 10 events, right? And really put a great product around the whole thing. So we're going to wrap a party around a basketball game.
Fantastic. Now, Mike, that sounds like a lot of fun. Give us a sense of how this league came to be, and from kind of inception and just that thought process to where we are today, where we've got 5 of the 6 franchises named and logoed.
Yeah, so it's been a process. It's about 2 years in the making, and it came about by initial talks with our founder, who's behind the league and the teams, and we had discussed basketball and the basketball landscape in this country, and we felt there was a void. And I've always been interested in the business side of sport, and he knew my background with the CFL and the CFL Players Association, so we began talking and realized quickly, things can be done better. He had a background with international basketball. He's a European, so he knew what it was like overseas, which is big, and he thought, boy, we can replicate that here. Just I don't think anyone's done it properly. And he tasked me with the idea of building a business plan, and he green-lighted it, and the rest is kind of history. It's a lot of work. You hire the right people, number one, and you go to the right places. And I think in Saskatoon and in Lee, we had home runs with both.
Yeah, no doubt. No, Lee, we're sitting here watching the footage from the press conference yesterday. Rattlers, people are going to love a new logo. They're going to hate a new logo, sure, but they're talking about it. Why and how did we become the Saskatchewan Rattlers?
Well, we really went through a really extensive process. As there is a ton of names out there, sports teams, and really we wanted to kind of pick something that was indigenous to each area. And really go with it. And there are a ton of Rattlers in Saskatchewan. And it's kind of, and I said it yesterday, it's kind of a badass logo.
There you go. Classic. Now, judge for yourself at home. Mike, I do want to talk about the Canadian part of the Canadian Elite Basketball League. You guys, obviously, you mentioned CFL. If somebody doesn't know, just put his name, Morreale, M-O-R-E-A-L-L-E.
2 R's, 1 L.
2 R's, 1 L. Yeah, let's get it right.
Close enough.
Autocorrect will do it. But how important is it to have that Canadian contingent, and what's the league doing to make this a Canadian league?
So it's really important. If part of the mission is to grow Canadian basketball and the legacy of Canadian basketball and our homegrown talent, they have to play. And we took the approach of the CFL with the ratio. We flipped it, and we said, okay, we want to be predominantly Canadian, and then supplement the remainder of our roster with international, whether it's U.S. or what have you. So that way you develop players, you bring back players that are playing international overseas, because it's a legitimate place to play where they can be compensated appropriately, and then you also develop new players. So we'll even have spots, 2 spots on the developmental side of the roster that we can grow the next wave of talent, whether that be players that can't get into university or college or what have you, but still want to play and want to go to the next spot. So we're here to make things better and continue to grow basketball in this country, and you have to do it by having Canadians play.
There you have it. Well, it should be absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, we're chock out of time. Gentlemen, thank you very much for coming, not just this morning, but to our wonderful city. One of 6 teams in the new CEBL. Games start next year in May sometime.
That's right.
Probably second week of May.